Just say it, Jack. I'm too tired to be angry.
I'm worried about you.
This again.
Hey, listen.
Did you just talk?
Whoa. Did you just understand me?
Wait. That is heavy eye contact right there. You heard me.
First of all, when did you learn how to be a Pokemon trainer? And secondly, get me the hell out of here!
Humanity's evil. Welcome to hell in a cell.
Welcome to Hell in a Cell, an animation podcast. We talk about cartoons, but we watch them and then we talk about them. It would be weird the other way around, right, Mariya?
I mean, yes, although I have a feeling that if we talked about Sonic and then watched it, then it would have made more sense. That's how stupid this episode was.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad.
It wasn't that bad. Okay, look. Sonic the Hedgehog movie is coming out.
Uh-huh.
It looks terrible.
It does, yes. Agreed.
So we tried to watch one of Sonic's horrible cartoons.
Yeah, we watched
And
one, and then that was horrific, so we watched another one, and it was less so.
I'll give though we tried to watch Sonic Boom.
The one on Hulu.
It was a train wreck. That's it. It was a train wreck.
It was a train wreck. It really was.
It was you know what? Let's just talk about it. About the 5 minutes, 6, 7,
No,
8
we
minutes.
watched like a good 8 minutes of that show.
Okay, we watched about 8 minutes of an episode before we just had to give up.
That's because, like, when his boss showed up, the voice acting was so bad that I was just like, no, I refuse. I refuse all of this. Please, God, no.
Give us a little taste of that voice acting, Mariya.
No, I deleted that from my brain the moment it was done. Also, my voice is way too high-pitched for that to come out okay. And you already hate my old man voice, so I'm not gonna do, like, a rich mayor or businessman voice.
It was like, Snidely, you're fired.
A little deeper than that, but, like, yeah, eventually.
Snidely, you're fired.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yep.
It was like that, only worse.
Only worse.
Imagine it worse than that. Okay, yeah, it was an incomprehensible, unfocused, ugly-looking piece of garbage.
Yep. Yeah, at least it had like all the female hedgehog bodies were not weirdly like curvy, if you know what I mean. Like they looked like the other hedgehogs, you know.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk about it.
I mean, one was pink, but I mean, how can you tell if she's a girl if she's not pink? So, you know.
Yep. You know.
You gotta.
But we didn't end up watching Sonic Boom. We ended up watching Sonic
The Hedgehog.
the Hedgehog. Jinx.
You owe me a soda, James.
I said Jinx first.
Well, I owe you a soda then. But you also
Yeah.
owe me a soda from sometime, so I guess it's canceled out now.
Yeah, that's how that works. We watched Season 2, Episode 8, The Void. Original release date, October 29th. Hey, that's my birthday!
Yeah! This monstrosity came out on your birthday, James. How do you feel?
1994.
This was before I was born.
Yep. Written by Ben Hurst and directed by Ron Myrick. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mariya, give us a summary, please.
Oh, God. What a mess to summarize. So we start off the episode like in the deep end. It doesn't even take a minute to establish anything. We're in the episode. Sonic is running and gets almost pulled into a void, you know, as in the name. And then he thinks that this is Dr. Robotnik's work. He escapes it and finds a weird golden ring thing. Brings it back to Sal. Is her name Sally or is it just Sal?
It's Sally.
Okay. Brings it back to Sally, who talks to her computer that's called Nicole. Nicole 2020, because she's the only interesting character in this damn episode.
Sonic had some good stuff in there, Mariya.
Okay, somehow Nicole has a deeper personality than any of the other characters. All right?
To be fair, we didn't really get to see any of their personality.
Yeah, somehow a robot showed more personality in this episode than any of the actual characters that are supposed to be living. You're making my point for me.
It's a fair point. All right, continue.
Anyway, and we've panned to a weird Yeti man in a crystal chamber thingy looking at a video footage TV
What?
thing.
He got a copy of the episode before it was aired. And he was just watching it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So he basically, he was watching Sonic and he's like, "Oh gosh, so fast." And then pans
so fast.
Yeah, and then it frizzles and switches to Sal and he's like, "Oh gosh, she's so smart." And then we pan back to Sonic and his friends. I forget what the bunny's name was.
Bunny.
That was last time, James. That was in the last episode.
Look, you're Bunny. You're named Bunny. That's it. Your life sucks.
Yeah, because you're constantly sexualized for some reason.
Well get to Space Jam.
Right.
We won't,
Anyway,
actually.
yes. So Sonic gives this weird ring thingy to Sal. She analyzes it with the help of Nicole, and they like read some random symbol stuff. And Sonic gets a letter from his uncle. He goes to meet his uncle. I don't really remember what the reason was for him to go meet his uncle, other than the fact that he needed to not be around Sal and Bunny. Because
Robotnik was doing something.
Yeah, yes.
That's it.
It was to tell him that Robotnik was doing something, but like meta-wise, they just needed him to not be there so he doesn't get kidnapped, unlike the other two. Bunny and Sal get like teleported from their base into the void.
I don't know.
Because somehow they can open the void wherever the fuck, but can't get out of it. So, yeah.
I don't know, Mariya. I don't know.
And then Sonic like runs around because Robotnik is trying to make sure the void doesn't get open because he betrayed the weird Yeti man inside the void and left him there, essentially. That is the deeper plot line here. Is that Robotnik essentially betrays someone and leaves them in the void, and they're trying to come out and beat up Robotnik for it, essentially. And so Sonic goes into the void, dodges Robotnik and goes into the void, and gets tricked into pulling out Naugus. That's his name. The Yeti man's name is Naugus. Gets tricked into pulling out Naugus from inside the void by disguising, because Naugus disguises himself as Sal's father, who is a king, and is also stuck in the void, which probably happened at some point in the show, but we're not aware about. And they pull everyone out, but Naugus and the king can't stay outside very long because they've been in the void for so long that they are starting to crystallize. So they have to go. So basically, Naugus beats up and freaks out Robotnik and then tells him to hide because he's turning into a crystal and has to leave with Sal's father. And basically, Sal's like, I will find a way to get you out, Daddy. And then, yeah, that's it.
That's about it.
That's about it. Whew! What a roller coaster.
I want to start with the good points.
Sure. We can do that.
I think, first of all, I think it's admirable that in 1994 they tried to do a cartoon with a continuous plot line.
That's true, yeah.
They did not do a very good job of it because a good story stands on its own.
Right.
This did not.
Yeah.
So,
it was a bit...
yeah.
Again, there was a lot of, like... This happened because, you know...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, this happened and then this happened and then, you know... There's a lot of that.
Right. Yeah.
It's just... Again, I will definitely say the whole Robotnik's relationship with Naugus, that was a good arc and like
Right.
a good dimension to the plot line, and it was definitely a better dimension than why Sonic was involved in this. Sonic was just kind of there and has gotten mixed up into it.
He was the only way to open the void. Somehow.
Well, yeah. Again, exactly. Like, he was just kind of... He was very loosely woven into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, yes,
That's
he had
fair.
a purpose, but, like, it was very loose.
Right. But, no, you're right. The Naugus it was an interesting, quote-unquote, interesting twist.
Right.
It was not a great twist, but it's like, that's kind of neat. They didn't explore any of it to any great degree.
It was just a very abrupt sort of his, like, alignment change.
Right. But it makes sense.
It makes sense. Like, yeah, they started off okay. But, like, again, they don't set him up to be that kind of person. He kidnaps Sal and Bunny for no reason, by the way. They don't do anything. Like,
no, he kidnapped them till there was Sonic there.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I
but
was
like,
thinking
my point being, they make a big deal of like showing Sonic and then showing Sal in the start when he's like looking at the screen. So, you know, you're led to think that, oh, yeah, they need Sonic's speed, but he also needs Sal's like brains for something, right? Like, they set her up to be something, but then they just don't do anything with it. Yeah, like she's just kind of there. She's just kind of there.
Who cares?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying Nicole had more personality than anyone in this damn show, in this damn episode.
And she was just a screen.
She was a robot. She was a voice.
Yep. She did. Yep. She was sassy.
Yeah,
like
she's the only character that showed any kind of development throughout this entire episode. Can you believe that?
Yeah, all the other characters were just pretty bland and boring. The Robotnik, he got some good lines in. Yeah,
Robotnik was pretty decent, which is saying something, because the last time we watched this, Robotnik was a freaking disaster.
No, that was a different show, Mariya.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the last time we saw Robotnik last year, in that show, in the different one, in the other Sonic show, he was a freaking disaster.
Yep, he was. Oh God, let's not remember that because I was wrong and gross.
Yep, and like at least in this particular episode, he had some dimension, and a complicated relationship with the quote unquote villain other villain in the show, right? Like the antagonist or anti-hero, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't do anything stupid or pointless?
Yeah. Like he was, again, like...
Weirdly.
maintains his character of power-hungry man trying to take over the world and therefore kick someone into the void to, eliminate competition or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything he does makes sense to him. Like there's enough consistency with him.
Yes.
Sonic is just kind of there. Sometimes he's Southern.
That was so weird. So many of the characters were Southern.
Yeah.
This must have been produced in Texas or something.
Yeah, like it wasn't even consistent. Just sometimes he sounded more Southern than other times. And I'm not against a Southern Sonic. It's just every now and again it would be more apparent than other times.
Right. Well, Jaleel White isn't Southern. He doesn't have a Southern accent.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So,
But anyway, I thought Sonic had some pretty good lines in it. He wasn't annoying.
Yeah.
Or dumb. Well, he was dumb, but he was dumb because he's, dumb.
Yeah, he's made to be like the muscle character, right? The one that has the speedy powers and is supposed to do the muscle stuff, right? To fight things or dodge things and stuff like that. He's not supposed to be the smart one in the team, right? He's still the leader of the team, but like he's not supposed to be the smart one in the team.
Right.
I don't know what Bunny's job is, except that she's like kind of a robot.
And she has the hots for Sonic. She's there for the sex appeal.
I mean,
gotta corner that furry market somehow.
She's there for the sex. I mean, yes, she is. I'm just saying, usually the sex appeal has some other job too, to sort of mask the sex appealness of them.
To justify it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, she did nothing except say Sonic. What was it?
What would she call him? Oh no.
Sonic.
Sugar Hog or something like that?
Sugar Hog, yeah.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. I don't even know.
That was weird.
It was all weird. Let's just, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, the backgrounds were pretty neat.
I liked the backgrounds quite a bit. They were very nice.
And for the most part, and this is being very, very generous, the animation was decent.
Yes. I mean, especially...
Decent.
It was decent considering they used quite a bit of, like, bright lights and lasers and stuff like that. And it didn't look god-awful like the Men in Black episode, where they were using that stuff and were fucking horrible with it. You know what I mean? Like...
that's very fair.
Yeah, like, they used those colors and those effects properly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't great, but for its time, I guess it wasn't the worst thing ever.
For Deke.
Yeah.
Deke, which is not known for quality in terms of animation, it was actually pretty okay.
Yeah.
It reached the level of okay.
It made it above god-awful.
There you go. And for Deke, that's a win. That is a win right there.
And again, like, definitely better than the Sonic Boom. That was there. Like, again. Yeah, no, Sonic Boom was awful. Yeah. The character designs were something. I like Sonic. I like that Sonic was like round and chubby, and that's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Kind of fit his character.
It was good.
Like, he wasn't edgy, right? Is what I'm trying to say. He wasn't edgy. This was an edgy Sonic.
I mean, it's ironic because he has a bunch of edges.
I know, but like as compared to Sonic Boom Sonic, which has like that weird, like edgy mask and not mask, that like edgy like scarf thing around his neck, and is
That was
like
weird.
always mean to his friend Knuckles. That's his only competition right now, and it's just like he's dumb. He knows it. He knows that the only thing he's good at is being fast. Like he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine. He's okay with that. He's like, I'm not the smart one. I'm okay with this. Sure. I don't know where the fuck to go or what to do. Let me ask this robot person that Sally talks to all the time because she has no other friends.
What?
I mean, the only
Sure,
other
why
friend
not?
that she has is Sonic and a sex appeal fuzz bunny.
I think there's more characters, we just didn't see them.
Sure there are.
Are you not retracting your statement?
Nope.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right. Are there any other good points?
It was better than the other Sonic shows that we've watched, which is too many already.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I would say that this one, it raises, you know what? I don't hate it. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it either. Like, I didn't hate it. It has, which I guess we'll touch on a little bit, it has the very typical problems that most shows from the 90s would have, or like from before woke era would have. But like, other than that, it's not terrible. I didn't hate it. It was definitely fun to watch.
We laughed a few times.
Yeah, we laughed a few times. There was, again, the story was there. But, like, again, it wasn't terrible. Could be way worse.
It's okay. It's not. It's unfortunately not my brain broke, Mariya. My brain. A pleasant surprise. It's unfortunately not a pleasant surprise like the X-Men cartoon was.
Right.
At how weirdly good the animation was in that, and how the story was actually really engaging and standalone despite being part of a larger story.
Yeah.
And these came out, these are contemporaries
Right.
of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, doesn't rise to that level. Still, I would say it was all right. I like the backgrounds too.
The backgrounds
really
were
neat.
very nice. I really do like that. There was effort that was gone into them. So I really liked the backgrounds. They were very, very well done.
Mm-hmm.
The colors were nice. Like you could tell when you were in the void versus when you were not in the void, right? They were really bad at like distinguishing between flashback and
Oh God, yeah.
real time. There was no tone change or like, I don't know, vignetting or anything, or just even like that little like whoop, whoop, whoop thing that happens to the screen when a flashback starts. Like there was no, it was very context oriented, that you're like, oh, that was probably a flashback because it doesn't tie up to what's happening here, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really weird.
And also somehow the weird what was it? Was it a moose or a ram?
Oh right, yeah.
Like he was in the void too, but somehow he wasn't getting crystallized.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just kind of disappeared from the frames afterwards. Like he was just gone.
No, he was there.
Well, he was there, but then they don't really show him afterwards at all.
Yeah.
He stayed, so what? Excuse me? Anyway.
Yeah, squeeze me. All right, let's get to the bad.
Yeah. All right. What do you got, James?
I guess I'll go at it from an animation standpoint.
Yep.
This is rough. This cell work is like 80s level, and the 80s were a rough time for cell animation.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, this is not. They did not put any money into this. I would say is probably the biggest culprit.
Right.
Money or time, or they were using a cheap studio in Korea. You know, I mean the thing is that this and the other Sonic cartoon were running at the exact same time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's horrific.
The other one was more of a afternoon show, and this one ran on Saturdays.
Okay, so Saturday morning one.
Yeah, it's a Saturday morning cartoon, which is why it has the moniker of Sonic Sat AM.
Ah, okay.
I don't know where that came from, but whatever. They have different titles. One is one is Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and one is just Sonic
the Hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, but yeah, this, even if it's like the best that Deke could do, which I think it is. I've seen a few of their other shows, and they are terrible. They are just terrible at animation. And this was halfway to full way decent.
Okay, halfway to full way decent. I love the scaling that we're using on this.
They're still riddled with animation errors and just sloppy, like, cell work.
Like, character placements were wonky sometimes. Or, like, when characters were touching other characters, it was not.
God, yeah.
Like, when Sonic at the last scene was, like, touching Sally's shoulder, he never actually made it there. Like, I don't...
Yeah,
they were just moving separately, and we're not on, like, the cell. I guess the layer placement wasn't right or something, but, like, he was under Sally, not on.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's classic. That's classic cell animation right there. But yeah, it doesn't employ any good, like, techniques of, filmmaking or, anything like that.
Yeah, the shots were pretty, like,
they're Sonic.
Straightforward. Yeah, just a front shot. And
yeah.
Yeah. Again, like, the backgrounds were very nice.
Yes.
Especially in the void with the crystals and stuff. It was very well done.
Mm-hmm.
The animation.
Yeah. I think they just didn't have time, or they were not just given enough of a budget.
Right. That's entirely possible.
Animation is you do the most expensive stuff first, and then you do all the little crap afterwards once you used up all of your money.
Right.
Or you go and you ask Mr. Executive, "Can we have more money, please?"
You bring your little like tin cup, and you're like, ching,
jingling
ching,
it around.
Ching ching.
Yep, and 9 times out of 10, Mr. Executive will say, "No, get back to your hole, animator, lowly animator."
Oh my god.
Anyway, so yeah, there's just, like, layers are wrong. The shadows were missing for a few frames.
Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah. That's some of the yeah. Like, yeah. I guess there was a couple, like, weird shadow placements. I don't remember exactly where, but it was just friggin' weird. And again, like, whenever characters really touched each other, and then when they did, they didn't.
Do you know how hard it is to align a cell? on it.
I mean, yeah, I understand.
Again.
No, for me it would be, but I'm not a professional being paid to do this.
Well, neither were the people working at Deke.
They were being paid to do it. I don't know if they were professionals at it, but they were being paid to do a job.
All right, let's not be mean. They were professionals. They just didn't have the resources.
Okay, so it was the other way around. They were professionals. They just weren't getting paid enough. There we go.
Well, that's animation in a nutshell right there.
There we go.
If you want to get results, you got to get paid.
Gotta get that dough.
That dough.
That green.
But there is some decent stuff here. It's just all really sloppy and it's mired in the 80s.
Exactly.
Is the thing.
Yeah. It's not. It could have been better if they had the proper resources. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. I just can't get over, like, it just feels like an 80s cartoon. And this came out in 1994. That was when Nickelodeon was starting.
Right.
With, like, Doug and Rocko's Modern Life and Ren and Stimpy.
Don't know any of those.
God, we'll get to them. Jeez. Anyway. But, like, you know, when the auteur scene in cartoons was just starting.
Ultra James? Is
What,
that...
Auteur.
How do you spell that?
What?
How do you spell that?
Do you not know what auteur means?
No.
You know French.
It's outre. A-U-T-R-E, right?
No. Oh, wait, yes.
Yeah.
No, wait, it's auteur.
All right, then.
You know, the auteur theory. No?
I got nothing.
The idea of...
ultra makes sense because that means, like, other or different.
What? That's not what I'm saying at all.
Then what are you saying?
I'm saying author. Auteur.
All right.
The idea of a strong creative voice in a medium like film. Like Steven Spielberg.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Now that makes sense.
Yeah, and it was beginning to develop in animation where you had auteurs like who made Rocco?
I don't know.
Hold on.
This was before my time. This was before I was born, James.
Boo-hoo for you. Like Joe Murray, who made Rocco.
I don't know what that show is, James.
It's about a wallaby living through modern life in the 90s. Anyway.
That sounds cute.
Yes. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so whereas in the 80s you just had cash grabs. This is a cash grab.
Everyone's a cash grab, James.
Sure.
I'm kidding. That's just a very capitalist way to look at the world.
That is a very capitalist way to look. That's like the guy that faked his own girlfriend's death and monetized it.
Yep.
Anyway.
Can we not go down that rabbit hole, please? That's a depressing place to be at.
Yep, we're not. Okay, what are your criticisms of this piece of trash?
I mean, it is probably predictable at this point, but why does Sally and what's-her-face get kidnapped for no reason?
To give a reason for the man to go into the... If you go through all this, we're going to be here all night.
Well, yeah, but still...
Look, it's a garbage story written by garbage people.
That's fair. It is a garbage story. That's my other criticism. This thing has a absurd storyline.
I think the X-Men is probably the best example.
Yeah.
Of a good, doing it well.
Well, even though they had they had like the background story, the back plot line of
B plot.
Yeah. The plot line of Robotnik and Nagus. That's what his name was.
You got it.
Nagus's relationship. And that was a very like deep, it had depth, it had dimension, there was personality and characters, and it was great. But then there's the A plot line, which has none of that. Okay, Sonic is just kinda there, and he's fast, and that is his only redeeming quality to being involved in this plot line. Sally and the bunny don't even need to be there. It could just be Nicole and Sonic, and it would have still gone the same friggin' way.
Yeah. Oh, but what about the king stuff?
The king could have been anyone. It could have been Sonic's dad.
Oh, God. Yes. Yeah, they're pretty pointless.
Or
they're
you
there
could
for
have
the
made
fan
Bunny
service.
and nothing could have changed. Nothing would have changed.
Oh, yeah, she was pointless to every aspect of the story.
Like, yeah, most of the characters that are involved here are pointless. And again, like, the fact that they made a point of being like, oh, look, she's the smart one, blah, 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 makes you think that at least they're going to use her intelligence in some way other than her having an AI with her. Again, the AI has more personality than Sally. How?
Mariya, don't you just love 90s feminism?
Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now, James. Making an AI a female is not feminism. Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why, okay? Alexa,
I didn't ask, but sure.
Siri, Google Home, Cortana. They're all female. They were all default female voices. They're supposed to be your assistant. They're supposed to manage your home, take your appointments, tell you what the weather is, remind you of your time, remind you where you have to be. Does that sound familiar to something to you, James? Does that sound familiar in any way, shape, or form to you?
Mother, please help me. I've fallen.
Exactly.
And I've shit my pants.
Exactly. So if anyone comes up to me and tells me any robot named Ava or Ada or anything in that 3-letter naming scheme is feminist, I'm going to gut someone.
Hey. What about Ava from WALL-E?
Eva?
Eva from WALL-E.
I mean, seeing as everyone of any consequence was a robot in that movie, she might be an exception. Maybe. I haven't actually sat down and dissected that one just yet.
We'll do that sometime then.
Yeah. But other than that, but also notice the fact that, only 3 letters. With the same friggin' E, A, and V combination.
Look. People are very uncreative.
That's not uncreative. That's just a lazy. You're uncreative if you're like, okay, I'm trying but nothing comes up. You're lazy when you're not even fucking trying at that point.
I'm not even trying, and I still failed. I still fell flat on my face.
Yeah, it's like when you're uncreative if you're trying and nothing comes up. Sure. At this point, you could literally just go up to a random name generator and pick one from it, and you would still be more out of the box than any other AI name ever.
Oh God, that's sad.
So yeah, next time someone says to me that female AIs are progressive feminist, I will gut something. I swear I will gut something.
I don't even want to dissect the fact that we all yell at our series.
Yeah, my Siri is a guy, mostly because then I don't feel bad yelling at him.
Good. You shouldn't. Unless he's sensitive.
It doesn't
What if
seem
he's
like
just... What if he dislikes it?
Likes me being mean to him?
Sure.
Eh.
Anyway. Well, that was a thing.
So, there you go.
That turned into a thing.
I mean,
90s feminism.
am I wrong?
No. That was just not the turn that I expected.
When have I ever taken any of these conversations into the turn that you've expected to go to?
Never. All right. Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair
there we go.
enough.
You will never look at
God.
Alexa the same way.
I don't have that shit.
That stuff's
I know.
creepy as hell, okay?
Yep. They're always listening to you.
Yep. Remember that one time people started freaking out because Alexa just laughed in the middle of the night out of nowhere?
Oh my god, that would freak me out.
That would freak me out too. I would just be like, the hell?
Well, she just sent my information to some Chinese people.
That was a big thing for a little while.
Yeah, well, things get big and then they don't. That's our life now.
Yep. Anyway, that's my point here. Somehow Nicole had more personality than the human female, not human, but like the hedgehog female character in the show, characters in the show.
I don't think Sally's a hedgehog. I think she's like a vole or something.
All right. Well, the other
Fox?
living. Oh yeah, she could be a fox, I guess. Living
No, she doesn't have
females in the show. So
a tail. Right. Whatever the fuck. Who cares? What did you think, Mariya? Final thoughts.
it's not terrible. I would probably not watch it again, mostly because my brain would get really confused. I wouldn't watch it again. I'd probably give it like 2 out of 4 fingers.
I'd watch it for Robotnik again.
All right.
That's about it. I wouldn't like actively watch it again because
Yeah.
all of these are terrible.
Yep, they're horrific.
Yep. But it on the scale of Sonic compared to what's the worst one?
The one that we watched last year.
Yeah, agreed. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was just a living nightmare.
Yep. No, just 0 out of 10. Like negative 10 out of 10.
Negative 10 out of 10. Where does Totally Spies fall on that scale?
Same spot. All right, maybe a
Same
negative
spot.
5 out of 10.
Really? You're putting that anyway. What about Sonic Boom?
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. Like a 1.
Yeah, that's fair. And where would you put this?
Like a 4, 5. 4.
Four is about right.
Yeah.
Now that we don't we do the thumb or the finger thing?
Yeah, I gave it 2 fingers out of.
Oh, okay. That's
Out of
generous. That's fair. I'll give it 2 fingers too. Out of 4.
I mean, last one we
4
gave an
fingers.
amputated arm. So.
That's true. We did do that. Oh, we were so young then.
I mean, yeah, I was just a year younger, but sure.
It's fair. Anyway.
All right, James.
We've gone full circle. Can we ever develop, progress at all?
Nope.
Will we ever go forward? All right, we got the news.
What do we got, James? Who won the Oscars?
Da, 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 da. Do you not know who won?
No, I don't. I haven't been following the Oscars, really.
I mean, who cares?
Except for Parasite. I heard a lot about Parasite, but that's like out of our realm of discussion currently.
Yeah, that's not animated.
Exactly.
Yes. The nominees were How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World.
Yep.
I Lost My Body. Klaus.
Yeah. Remember that?
Missing Link
Yeah.
and Toy Story 4. And the winner was Toy Story 4.
Of course it was.
Because that's the one that most of the people that vote on this thing saw. They took their kids to it.
Well, frig. I heard that Missing Link is good.
I have two. I think Leica's only had like the Box Trolls as kind of their kind of iffy movie.
Yeah, like I heard that the Missing Link is pretty good. Sorry, just Missing Link.
Yeah.
And Klaus, we watched it. It was great.
It was amazing.
It was really good.
I still have not seen I Lost My Body. Should
Me
probably
neither.
watch that.
I've not seen that one either.
It's supposed to be really, really good.
I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon either. Actually, technically, I've only seen Klaus out of that list.
Yeah, same here. I haven't watched any of the How to Train Your Dragons yet. I know, sacrilege. They're supposed to be good. I know. Leave me alone. I'm busy doing this.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Anyway,
it's good. At least the first two that I've seen are pretty good. I like them. Toothless is adorable. Anyway.
Okay.
I
don't know what those words meant.
Some issues with was that the second or the third one where his mom shows up? I have some issues with that one, but
since the one that got nominated is the third one, I'm pretty sure
okay, so it's the second one then. Okay.
Now for the big thing. We teased this in the Detective Pikachu episode, I believe.
Yes. I don't remember what it was, but
if you want to listen to that, go to Patreon, pay us $1. You can watch it.
Yeah.
It's not up yet, but it will be up.
Yep.
I just haven't had time to actually edit it yet, but it'll be up.
It'll be up.
Hopefully before this goes up. We'll find out. Anyway, I believe too. Anyway, we were going to talk about the closure of the animation studio that worked on Sonic and The Lion King, which is an animated movie. Shut up, Disney. We're going to talk about why they closed down.
Why did they close down?
Getting that, Mariya.
I know.
Got to do the preamble.
I know, but I want to know.
So, according to an article by Variety, or no, not Variety, Collider, but backed up by another article by Variety, we have a bit of a problem in the animation industry who do effects work, which is animation. Shut up. Especially doing big stuff like the Disney's The Lion King, which is an entire, 5-hour long movie. How long was it, Mariya? You actually saw it.
Which one?
The Lion King.
It was, I think it was like 2 hours.
God, that's disgusting. Doing a 2-hour long movie, doing hyper realistic, awful looking effects.
I mean, they were good. It's just.
Yeah, I know.
Scar wasn't great.
Scar wasn't gay, if I recall.
They removed all the queer coding from him, essentially, which is what they did to Jafar too, which is why everyone was just like.
Make Disney villains gay again. Which
I guess so. Look, here's the thing. I know we're talking about something very different.
It's fine. We can.
But, like, here's my problem with removing queer coding. This is what happens. Instead, just make your other characters gay too, except for just the villains. Like, the solution isn't removing the gay villains. It's adding other gay and queer characters. Damn it, Disney. Come on. Anyway, that's my rant. That's it. It was very short.
It's fair. Anyway, so most of this VFX stuff, animation work is being done in Vancouver. which is now a hotbed of studios popping up that's doing this type of stuff.
Okay.
For like Disney, Marvel movies, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are doing it in a way that is the cheapest for the studios, the big studios, and not very profit making for the actual VFX houses.
Oh no.
Yes. So even though a movie like The Lion King can rake in over $1 billion, the studios that make those things are not seeing pretty much any of those profits.
Wow.
And to be competitive, you have to crank out a lot of that. A lot of these stuff, you know. You have to do high-end work for the least amount of time with the most, you know, high quality, low time means a lot of people getting screwed.
Yeah, something's gotta give.
Mm-hmm.
Which is horrific considering that half of these movies would be useless without their VFX.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so many movies are using these high-end effects stuff. Even, like, you know, lower budget movies still have, like, good effects.
Exactly.
Good CGI and stuff like that. But what we're getting is a lot of freelance artists just not getting paid right, studios not being paid enough, and a lot of people just kind of shuffling around the place because animation work is you know, you get hired, you're a freelancer, unless you're like big in the studio, you go off somewhere else.
Right.
It's a wandering work. Life.
Right.
And so, but with this big boom of people, you know, we need animators to make this crap for us fast and cheap so that we can rake in them profits, yo. And animators don't have much of a union compared to, you know, actors who have SAG.
Right.
You're gonna get studios that are just gonna be basically working their artists to death, raking in those profits, and then if they can't do it fast enough or, you know, cost effective enough, shut down.
Exactly. Yeah. That's interesting, though. This is something that usually happens when there's a boom within a certain kind of, I'll call it an art form, right? Because it is, to an extent, an art form, an industry. Stuff like this starts happening, some injustices happen, and then people realize that, oh shit, we need to put in another body in place to make sure that people aren't doing more work than they're getting credit for, right? Or getting enough compensation for. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like you said, you know, actors have SAG and everything. These guys, they got nothing. So until someone starts making some noise and is like, we need to change something in this industry because it is just now booming, people are going to exploit it, and then, you know, until eventually enough people get pissed off, or they piss off the wrong kind of people, or it gets traction somewhere, and then something is put in place to fix it or to prevent it from happening again, right? That's essentially what we're seeing is that. We're seeing that early process when an industry booms, is exploited, and then eventually things are put into place after a lot of pushback to, you know, make sure it doesn't happen anymore.
It's why it was very disheartening and why I got particularly angry. I forget which episode it was, but when the Sonic redesign came out.
Right.
And just imagining all those poor animators having to go back and do the whole damn thing over again in only a few months' time, when a movie takes at least 2 years to make.
Exactly.
And all these dum-dums on Twitter were going like, Sonic's good again, we did it, guys, we're the good guys in this scenario. Praise be to Paramount.
And then the VFX company folds.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
nobody gives a shit. Like, nobody talks about it.
No. And they really should be. Like, you know, animators, there was the other incident of Sausage Party. Do you remember that movie?
I do remember that movie, yes. What happened with that one?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Oh, like, the animation team was under incredible pressure, and a lot of the animators left because they were making this movie. They were making this movie for $8 million. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it was a really low number.
God.
And they were putting in a lot of work and effort, and any animator that like left because they just couldn't take it, they took them out of the credits. Blackballed them.
What?
Yep. Just completely blackballed them.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. There were rumors floating around, I think, that they were going, telling other people to not hire them.
That is just... Oh, that is horrible in so many levels, and that makes me angry.
As it should.
Like, especially considering that's, again, that is something that happens in a lot of industries. You ruffle the wrong feathers and you get blacklisted for a while. Unless you know other people in the industry, right? Like, so for animators, especially newer ones that are just getting into it, they don't know anyone else but their team. So either they're just going to suck it up and probably friggin' starve, or they're going to say something about it, but then eventually get blacklisted from being able to do this again, right? Like,
yep.
Really the worst.
The worst.
Like,
we both love animation, right, Mariya?
I mean, I grew up as a child, thankfully, in a family where my family also really likes watching animation. Like, it's very entertaining for them. They don't think of it as a child's thing. Like, it's something that children watch. Watching animated movies was something that I did as a child quite a bit. My father bootlegged DVDs. Like, because he wanted us to watch them, because we liked watching movies, and it was a thing that we did as a family. And, animated movies, they have that sense of writing aesthetic to include adults that will be watching this with children, right? Like, there's jokes in there that I get even now as an adult. So, like, I love watching animation. Like, if I given the choice between watching a live action thing or like something like that, or an animation, I would 100% pick the animation. No doubt. Unless it's like something that I really wanted to watch or something. But like, yeah, any day, if we were standing at a theater and I had to choose a movie, I would pick an animated movie. Any day of the week.
The Emoji Movie.
Whew. I mean, I would probably hate myself, but yeah, I'd want to watch it just to see it. I wouldn't pay money to watch that movie. I would not pay money to watch that movie.
Fair enough, I guess. Anyway, but yeah, we both love animation, but we also you have to acknowledge the dark side of this.
Oh,
medium.
definitely.
Because if you don't, you just end up like one of those idiots who just like stares starry-eyed at something and never just kind of acknowledges anything other than it's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Am I being dumb?
No. I mean, again, like, naturally, we look at this stuff with more depth because we have a deeper passion for it, right? Some people just watch it for the entertainment value, and they do that for everything, right? It's not just for animation, right? It's for everything. Like, some people will buy products without really knowing where they come from or what kind of business toxicities in the industry or the business, right? Like, for example, Victoria's Secret right now is in deep shit for a lot of things, but people will still go and consume that product without thinking about it, right? Without looking into something like that or being affected by it. So it's not just an animation thing. People consume things because we are consumers. It is the job of the ones that have more passion to bring out these dark sides and acknowledge them and bring them to light. Like, people will be consumers. You and I have been consumers, like passive consumers of things too. It's infuriating when you've seen the dark side to see other people just let it slide.
Yep.
But that's just kind of how the world is. Not everyone has the energy or the time or the interest to think about all of that each time they do something, right? That's when people like us come in and try to push for change so that other people can continue consuming without being complicit in whatever's happening in the background.
And I think even if you don't have the time or energy to actually fight for a change, as long as you recognize that something's wrong and you know why it's wrong, I think that's the minimum. That's a good minimum to have for that. And if more people had that, things would be a lot better. Even if they could just recognize, even if they consume it still, as long as they have to they take that 5-second stop,
right,
and think about it.
Yeah, to understand. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And make that conscious choice to do it.
Exactly.
If you can do that, I would respect you much more than if you were just like, why are you saying this? Consume product and then consume next product.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's fair. All I'm saying is that it's not...
Yeah, I understand.
It's not... It would be unfair to blanket everyone... that genuinely, like, humans, we have limited capacity to care about something, right? There's only so many things you can care about at one point, right? Which is why it's important for those that do care about it to talk about it and speak about it and tell other people that don't care about it why they should maybe care about it, or at least think about it at some point in their cycle of consumption.
That's fair. But if you like animation, you consume it, just be aware.
Yep.
Of
this.
The industry is a cesspool.
The industry is a void, if you will.
Yes. Which, we don't really have any control over that.
No, the most that we can do is like talk about it and expose it, right?
Right. Yeah.
And make sure the conversation is alive.
Yep. Encourage other people to talk about it. Listen to creators who talk about this stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our news. Bit of a downer at the end.
Yeah. News usually has the habit of doing that.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, just don't forget the animators If
They-
anything
they-
you take from today, don't forget the animators.
They are literally doing this just because they enjoy it.
Exactly.
It's not for the money.
They get nothing from this except that it's a passion and they enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it takes a lot of skill and a lot of dedication to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they manage it somehow.
So if you know an animator, give him a big old hug.
Yes.
Because that's probably the first one they've had in years.
They have families,
I
Mariya.
know, but still.
They have lives. They probably have
Are you
loved
sure about
ones.
that?
Okay, maybe they don't have that. But they might have loved ones.
Probably.
Probably.
That's why I said if you know an animator, give him a big old hug.
Why are you so weird sometimes?
I stand by my statement.
All right, fair enough. What are we watching next time, Mariya?
I have no idea, James. What are we watching next time?
I'm glad you asked, Mariya. Finally. God, I've been waiting the entire episode for you to ask me that. Because I am very excited about what we're watching next month. Next episode. Next week. Because we're starting a new theme month.
What's the theme month?
The theme month is Isekai month.
Why?
Nope, not what you're thinking. Not the animus. We are not touching animus. We are watching Western Isekai. Because for some reason, in the span of a few years, 2018 to now, we've had 3 Isekai shows.
All right.
And we're going to watch them all.
All 3?
Yes.
All 3!
We're watching all 3, and then we're going to discuss them. And probably, figure out which is our... Anyway.
Is that all for one episode?
Yes.
All right.
All right. They all star women. 2 of them are women of color.
Ooh. Exciting.
And they're all in a different world learning about themselves and growing as people.
Exactly. Yes. The adventure was inside them all along.
Really was. Anyway, so that should be fun.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Good.
Yeah. If you guys like this video, give us $1 on patreon.com for another podcast that we do. It's called Movie Night in Hell, where we talk about animated movies instead of TV shows. And
What did we watch?
we watched Detective Pikachu. Huh?
But Mariya, that's not an animated movie.
Yeah, it is. Shut up. Most of the movie has animated friggin' Pokemon, okay? Shh. Anyway, we watched Detective Pikachu. So if you would like to see that episode, give us $1 and you can see it on Patreon because it's a Patreon exclusive podcast. But if you don't have $1, you can support us in other ways. Like you can go to our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under the handle Chaotic Silly, no space. Or you can listen to us on Spotify and follow us. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, or you can leave us a comment, or you can or you can subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Did
Where
I
can
miss
they
out something?
email us?
Or you could email us at lgmpodcast@gmail.com.
If you want to talk, I don't know, why would you email us?
I don't know.
Request?
That's how people send fan mail nowadays, or fan hate. I don't know.
I
Anyway,
don't know.
so if you want to send us some love, hate, despair, I don't know,
Don't send us
Interesting.
that.
interesting news stories of that
Sure.
sort, we would love to hear it. So leave us a comment, tweet at us,
You can
Send us an
request a
email.
show. I don't know if we'll actually do it.
Yeah, you can request a show. Why would you say that, James? And we will definitely do it. How dare you?
I see your fingers crossed.
They're not crossed. Lies.
Mine are.
Well, frig. Okay, I will try to convince James to let us watch it and do that show.
I write the schedule. God damn it.
Damn it. Okay, I will try to convince him. I promise you guys. Anyway, see you guys next episode.
Yay, we're watching The Owl House.
Ooh. Never heard of it.
Yeah, because it just came out.
Nice. Okay, bye.
Bye.